Jimbo.
Dale! We need you down here. I'm ready. I am ready.
Hey guys, start him up. On your mark, get set, go! I love jumping bombs. I love jumping bombs. Oh, he's in.
Two.
Jump. You gotta stay in.
4, that's it. Tanggal. Oh, what happened? What, he lost a wheel? Oh shit, rerun.
Wait, what? On your mark. Get set, go!
Tanggal ulit yung gulong. The wheels are off, so he's out. Tabi dyan, Del. Oh! Stay down, buddy. There you go. Woo!
There you go. Green ribbon.
Let's go. Am I gonna be on first lane, second lane?
Well, no, he's second lane. Your first lane, second lane, because it's heat one or first winner, second winner. Okay.
All right.
There's our meeting, right? You guys ready? There's our meeting.
Yep.
All right, get it. Go. On your mark. Get set, go. You took the hard lane first. That was tough. Now you do a lot better, man. Suck up the batteries a little, heat you up a little. I only hope it's like that.
3.
All right, you gotta do is stay. That was it, right? No, one more.
No, one more.
Lane 2, that's right.
Hadouken! All right, here we go. Got it.
Get set, go!
Watch out, guys. You can't see the cars.
Let him go! Stay down. Oh, re-race! Re-race!
Can I step here?
Come on, guys, wait up for you. You get out of here. I'm just pissing out. All right, guys, ready? On your mark. Get set, go!
Tabi dyan, Jay. Hindi ko makita. And then kay Daddy Dale, umabol, oh. Umabol! And then kay Daddy Dale. Dale's car's catching up! Oh, shit! 3. Last lap! Winner! EJ won!
Winner! That's it! Yeah, he's second. Third was... Yeah. We were the one who ran.
All right. Re-race.
You don't even have to wait. He's going to ball off.
Re-race.
You really are. Hey, I talked you into this and you won. I want to kick you right now. Ready? Anymore? Get set, go! And he got the jump. You got talked to you. What happened? You're winning something else now. One.
Uh-oh. Top speed.
Two. Now we got Second one. Really, got it anyway. Stay on. You got all on. That's it.
Winner! Second place. Back to back.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, man.
Good job.
I took
Good
third
job.
in the first, and then two.
Second. What's up, guys? This is Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad. I'm a teacher here in Newburghs. And if you've seen the video, that was the open class category hosted by Havitown Toms River. Shout out Eric for hosting. And shout out to the winners, John, aka EJ, Kevin, and Dale. Alright, so today our video, I will give you some tips what you can do when your car is tipping or rolling over on the track. Alright, so there will be some situations that your car will be approaching a curve, coming from a slope, a tabletop, or just straight curve, that your car will be tipping left or right. And sometimes, if you have the bad luck, your car will switch lanes because of the speed. Alright, so one initial mistake that racers do, they think that they're too fast. Alright, that would be one thing too. You might be too fast, yes. But you can, you should not come to that conclusion that your car is too fast. You should have tried some multiple adjustments before thinking that your car is too fast. Because when you think you're too fast, you're going to lower the motor. And if you have a faster opponent, you're going to get beat up and you're going to get smoked. Two, some people put some more weights because they think their car is too light. Yes, that is also one factor, and that will be also one adjustment. If your car is too light, that will most likely tip over. But this tip that I will tell you guys as we move on is one tip that you'll be surprised that you don't have to change your dampers and you don't have to change your brake settings. Well, if you have to change, that will be very minimal, and you don't have to change your motor. Alright, so commonly racers that messaging me in Facebook, and I'm getting on Instagram and also on YouTube, when the car tips over, they made the car heavier, so they put dampers, and they also change the motors to slower motor or change the gear to a lower gear, so they're sacrificing their top speed. Alright, and the worst come scenario that they will do is like put thicker brakes. Alright, so those are also adjustments. I will agree that's also some adjustments. But as you can see, as my car tips over there, you can see how it rolls over. Alright, one factor on that one is, as you can notice, like the people that are following me, you'll see all my builds have low roller height. Why is that? Alright, why do I have a low roller height? Because I want to beat my car as fast as possible. And I don't rely on motors too much, because I rely on my transmission and how light my car is. So if I rely on that, I don't need a super fast motor. So I can go with light dash or hyper dash is enough for me, because hyper dash is balanced, and light dash if I want lesser torque but the same top speed because I'm racing in 5 lanes. So that's the sacrifice that I'm doing. So I have like a short rear screw here. Alright, so tip number 1 that I'm gonna show you guys is that I should have done on that race, but I was just too lazy. And don't be lazy, alright? I was lazy on that race. I was slacking, alright? But this is one tip that I know that definitely gonna work on that track situation, because I made a practice run after. And that should be the adjustment that I did, but I was just too lazy during the race. Alright, so if you have short screws, your car have more space when it's tipping. So you're sacrificing your stability. Yes, you're fast, but you're sacrificing your stability when your car is tipping like this. But if you have a longer screw, if you adjust it to a longer screw, yes, you will sacrifice a little bit speed if you are using light dash, especially tune class racers. But you will have that stability because it's longer. So early bite. I call it early bite because it bites early when it's higher. And then when it's higher, it controls the car from tipping, especially light cars. So I use that on my VS. I use it from my Super 1 build. But literally, it's for a specific track layout. If your overall setting matches that layout, you don't need longer screws. But because my motor, even though it's just light dash that I'm using on that race, I need to adjust to a higher roller setting, and also because of the track layout. But I didn't do that. But that's one tip that you can do before changing the motors or putting drastically some weights, is put some long screws at the rear part of your car. So when it's tipping over, it will stop your car from tipping, even though you sacrifice a little bit more and you're more stable. Because tipping your car over, one, it will lose some speed because you only have 2 wheels on the ground instead of 4. And 2, you will also might go to the different lane, especially if you're coming from a slope or a tabletop, and you might move to a different lane, and you will be disqualified, and that's like, that's automatically a loss because you switch lanes. All right, especially if you don't have a suspension like this. Let's say you're an MA user or a VS user or any chassis with no suspension settings, your car might bounce a little bit, but it also depends on your damper settings. But your car might bounce in some situation. Your car will definitely tip if you have shorter screws. So that's one adjustment, longer screws. All right, like some people use 40. Like I know one of my teammates, shout out Larry Apostol. He's using a lot of long screws. I know he uses long screws like 40 millimeters on his builds, and it works with him because he have a strong motor. So see, he's sacrificing a little bit speed, but because he compensated with a strong motor, he have that long screw at the rear. All right, number 2 tip is your stabilizers. Put your stabilizers higher, as not as high as much as your rear, but at least like forming a triangle. But it should be like even. Should be even. Some people, now that we have this unlimited roller rule, some people have another roller up front, and you can make that higher. So rear, put your long screws at the rear, long screws and stabilizers up front, or like a higher roller. So when it tips, it won't roll over. That's very simple, and you will see what's the difference and how stable your car can be by just doing those 2 simple tips that I'm telling you. 3 would be the angle, because the more you put angle up front, or they call it down thrust, your car, the rollers will pull your car going towards the ground while it's riding the wall. So when you're turning, it will push it more towards the ground and make your car really stable. And you don't have to change your gears. You don't have to change your motors or add drastic dampers just to make it stable. So those are the 3 tips that I think that will work before switching motors, gears, or adding a lot of dampers. But I'm not saying that those dampers and changing motors and changing gears is not effective. But before that, just do those 3 major tips that I was telling you, and before concluding that your car is too heavy, it's too fast, is, try those first, and you will be surprised with the results. And again, these tips are just my personal tips that I learned during the race. All right. I don't need comments that were saying, oh, how about this? How about that? Try this, try that. You missed something. How about trying this or trying that, changing your wheels or whatever? This is my own personal tip for you guys, and I found it very, very effective. And so if you're just going to comment that, oh, this is a better way, and this, do that, like you missed something, or just gonna bash in the comment, just please don't comment. All right. But, you know, if you have some ways and you want to help the racer that is watching this video, please comment and share your experience, and we're gladly to learn from you guys. All right. So yeah, so this is Victoria, and those are the adjustments that I should have done on that race, but I didn't. But I took the advantage to share it with you guys, and hopefully it helped you on track situations. And also, don't be lazy on adjusting. All right, that's one thing that I learned. So come on the racing center early. If you have re-entry or whatever on your racing center, adjust your cars in your re-entries or in your loser's bracket or your second chance or whatever heat you're going. Make those adjustments. Don't skip it. Don't be lazy. All right. So again, this is Cielshock from CT USA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad. I'm a teacher here in New Works. As I always say, we learn from you. You learn from us. Always race humble. Peace.